Welcome back to LibTube Plus, everyone. On this channel, I'm 100%ing Breath of the Wild by a bit every day until Tears of the Kingdom comes out, which today is in 154 days. Today, I want to learn a new trick. And the trick I want to learn is a specific form of mid-air wind bombs. So if you don't know what a mid-air wind bomb is, basically you glide and you perform wind bomb inputs mid-air to basically keep your flight going. Now there is a specific way of performing these mid-air wind bombs that sends you much more horizontal. So usually what they do is, you could see it, you get a little bit of extra height, and also some forward momentum, but these mid-air wind bombs that I want to try out today, they are supposed to send me mostly forward. And I'm gonna kind of go over how I approach learning a trick like this. I might as well get this Korok while I can, because in this episode of the 100% playthrough, I wasn't gonna focus too much on making progress on the percentages, but I needed to get some extra items. I haven't actually really obtain too much food, and since in this run I haven't duplicated fairies or anything, I still need to eat food occasionally. Also, I should have probably well, actually, yeah, we'll do that. I'll explain first of all why I want to learn the trick and how I usually approach learning new tricks. And while I do that, I will pick up some food and also turn in some of my spirit orbs for stamina. Because I'm still on 1 stamina, that's gonna make this a little bit less forgiving. But essentially, horizontal mid-airs, they work quite differently than normal mid-air wind bombs, and they are really useful in 100%. When you're already mid-air, some of the Korok seeds in this game can easily be gotten from mid-air, like you simply just shoot downwards. For example, those, I'm not sure how many of you are aware of those. Oh, also these durians have barely even respawned, because I haven't played the game that much on this file, but I got like 5. I'll take those. But yeah, essentially, the durians, the other durians will respawn later. But essentially, sometimes there's Korok seeds on the ground that you want to get. For example, acorns. What else is there? Balloons. Sometimes random balloons hang in trees, right? And you can get them from mid-air. So that's really fast in 100%. What you can do is you simply fly around, you shoot that balloon, you shoot that acorn, and then you go to the next Korok while you are still mid-air. And what's the fastest way to move to the next Korok while you're still mid-air? It's a mid-air wind bomb. And those horizontal ones are especially useful, because sometimes your next location, your next shrine, your next Korok that you want to go to is very far away. Now, the way these work is normally with a mid-air wind bomb. Let me get this Korok and then I explain to you what you normally do with the mid-air wind bomb. Normally, you slow down, you place your first bomb, wait a little bit, and then go into bullet time and place your second bomb. So let me just jump off here. So normally, you let Link slow down, place the first bomb, go into bullet time, place the second bomb, blow up the first bomb. And you can see that wasn't a great one. Link went up a little bit, but not very far at all. See, for example, over here, there's one of those acorn Koroks. So if I had a lot of stamina, what I would do in 100% is I would shoot this acorn Korok from up here, which might not even work because of how low my stamina is. I would shoot this acorn Korok from up there, and then stay in the air, and as soon as this cutscene plays, perform a mid-air wind bomb to keep going. Right, there's technically more Koroks around here, but let me go to some place where I can get some stamina turned in, and then we'll perform the trick. So, these horizontal mid-air wind bombs work quite differently. First of all, you need to hold forward the entire time while you do your inputs, which is already going to be quite weird. It's basically going to require you to use claw grip, which I already do most of the time, so I will have my index finger on the left stick and push forward the entire time, and then use my left middle finger and my left thumb. My left middle finger I'll use for the bomb inputs, my left thumb I use for the D-pad stuff, my right thumb I'll use for switching runes, and my right middle finger I will use to go into bullet time. Because in order to do these horizontal mid-airs, what you need to do is you need to hold forward the entire time, drop your round bomb, then immediately switch to your square bomb, drop that as fast as possible and go into bullet time immediately. All inputs need to be extremely quick. I actually haven't ever managed to do one of these wind bombs. So if I get it in this recording, that will be the first time. I hope I will, so we can kind of go through the process of how I learn tricks like that. Extra stamina will definitely be super helpful though. I'm also going to be cooking some food before we go into it. Because obviously every wind bomb is going to deal 1 damage, and every failed attempt that we actually get hit by the explosion is going to deal even more damage to us. Oh, I just unintentionally got a heart. Didn't pay attention for 1 second. That's fine. Extra hearts don't really, you know, hurt either. But I would like at least 1 extra stamina, so I should probably pay attention here. I could also perform... Maybe that's what I'll do tomorrow, in tomorrow's recording before we go exploring. I could perform the duplication glitch. So once we have 8 spirit orbs, I could... but I already have the champion's abilities. Maybe I can't even do it anymore. Maybe we'll do a mostly glitchless... well, not glitchless, but less glitch-heavy playthrough. But yeah, let me also cook up these Enduro shrooms. I talked about this before. If you haven't heard me talk about them, they're extremely powerful because 1 single cooked Enduro shroom will not only give you a little bit of yellow stamina, but it will also completely restore all of your stamina. So the more stamina that you have, the more useful these actually become. If you have 3 rings of stamina, you eat 1 of them and you're good. With the amount of hearts that I have, I will probably waste the time and just cook these hearty foods in singles. Because what really matters about them now is not that, again, that extra yellow heart, but it's the full recovery. So whenever I get to low health, I can eat 1 of those, making them more efficient. In a speedrun, usually what you want to do is you want to cook a lot of them at once, because obviously it's faster, right? You only have to go through the cooking animation once. And in a speedrun, usually, in most speedruns, other than like long runs, you have 3 hearts. So making a 5 durian meal makes it so that you have like 20 yellow hearts. You only need to cook it once. And then you also never really have to go into the menu to eat more food, or at least much less than when you constantly, even though it's technically more heart efficient to cook them in single batches, because you always get a full recovery on your hearts. At least once you have a certain amount of hearts. But anyway, I could have done all of this off recording, but that's not the point of the series. I'm just talking about my playthrough, talking about Breath of the Wild, talking about Tears of the Kingdom. I haven't done pretty much anything on this recording off recording, of this session off recording, so that's the point. But let me cook these. How much is left? 3 more hearty foods, and then we should be more than set to learn this new trick. I'm very much looking forward to this. Also, just to get this out of the way, so I don't have to talk about this later. Today is Thursday, the 8th of December, and after my stream today, we're going to be watching the Game Awards, also on my stream. I'm going to be finishing my 100% speedrun. I'm actually 1 hour ahead of my previous time, on good pace to complete the 100% run in under 20 hours, which would be pretty cool. That being said, if you want to, and you're watching this video, like in the first 10 hours it comes out, why not check out twitch.tv/limcube. I'm gonna be live there right now. Probably, if it's 10 hours old or less, and we're gonna be watching the Game Awards. Maybe there's some Tears of the Kingdom news. Okay, but here we go. This is gonna be my first attempt at that mid-air wind bomb. So what I wanna do again is I wanna hold forward the entire time, place my round bomb, immediately press D-pad. That's it. Okay, I actually got it first try. I didn't really talk too much because the inputs are extremely precise, but we'll try it again. So basically, I want to hold forward the entire time, place down the round bomb, immediately switch to the square bomb, place it, and immediately press bullet time. Okay, so I messed it up there because a habit that I have is that when I place the square bomb, I almost subconsciously press the D-pad button again, but you don't want to do that for this wind bomb. Okay, and so what I did there, another thing that can probably happen is, after pressing the square bomb, I focused now to go into bullet time right away, but I automatically somehow pressed the bomb explosion button, so I definitely need a little bit more composure for this trick. Because like I said, every time this happens, right? Every time we... Did I ever activate the Kataspec there? Yeah. Every time I mess up like this, I will get hit by the bomb, take much more damage than I should, and that's obviously not good. Okay, and also, if you ever are in the wetland region and you're trying to perform a wind bomb, trust me, do not look down. I repeat, do not look down. Because it's very laggy, and it's gonna make your wind bombs fail. But since I'm so close right now to the Shirata Shrine, and I did successfully already do, you could see it, I was almost sent like downwards a little bit, which in many situations in the speedrun is actually good. Because like I said, imagine I just got a Korok seed from an Acon or something, and now the next Korok seed is one where I need to lift up a rock, but it's a little bit further away. So being able to perform a mid-air wind bomb like that is extremely useful. Okay, I can maybe actually go for Rivali's Gale here and try to perform another one on my way to the next shrine. Also, I will eat, because in case if I get hit, I will die. So again, I do this, I hold forward. Okay, so what I did there, at least recognize the mistake, because this is really hard in terms of inputs. I didn't place the square bomb. Now, if I look around, right, my round bomb is already too far away. So I'm assuming that if I blow this up... Yeah, so what happens is, I'm gonna get hit by the round bomb explosion. Or actually, I'm gonna get hit by the square bomb explosion. The round bomb explosion barely missed. But it didn't actually catapult the square bomb anymore. So I take too much damage. And we'll try that again. Definitely very tricky form of wind bombing. Very useful, but it's gonna need some more practice. Okay, how about I start with a normal wind bomb? Oh, I'm looking down again. Good chance that this will not work. Okay, it did work. I got lucky. Again, I recommend not to do that, though. And then we'll try it again. Okay, so it's the reason these wind bombs are so hard is because they're so against my muscle memory. Like, I'm so used to press bullet time after placing the round bomb that doing things out of order kind of messes with me. That being said, though, I'm sure we can do this again. So let me grab the shrine, we'll teleport back to Kakariko and do a little bit more attempts. And see if we at least get this one more time. And from there, just like any other trick in this game, or probably any trick anywhere, you want to make sure that you just do it a lot. Repetition is what makes you good at something. Do I have like a better war point for this? The Akala Tower doesn't seem bad, because I'll be starting very high up. So I get multiple attempts. So again, I'm going over this in my head. The most important part for me is to... After I place the round bomb, I immediately press the D-pad. Then I can technically slow down and consider my next steps. Switch to the round bomb, the square bomb. Then press square bomb bullet time. Then press D-pad again. So in theory, it's easy. Let me focus on the inputs here. So I jump off. I hold forward. I'm on the round bomb. So as soon as I place it here, I press D-pad. Now I switch to the square bomb. I'm gonna place it and go into bullet time. And then I blow up the round bomb. There it is. So, as long as you focus on what you're doing, it's actually not that bad. But obviously right there I lost a lot of time in random menus, right? Also let me make sure to not get blown up, if possible, by lightning. So let's try it again. Nice. I actually did it slightly wrong there, because I went into the D-pad mode after pressing the square bomb, but my bombs there were so fast, in quick succession. You cannot really see that well, because of how... We love thunderstorms in this game, you guys know. Because of how cloudy it is, but that's exactly what I'm looking for. I'm basically getting sent completely forward with these wind bombs. Now, to show you one more cool trick that you guys will maybe hate if you haven't seen it before, we are in the perfect location to do it. Let me show you how we do this shrine here in speedruns. So, normally what happens is you get here and you realize you have to walk this entire spiral with this orb. And you're annoyed, because there's lots of enemies that make your life hard. But you can actually perform the BLSS trick on this little slab and then just fly there. With the orb kind of stuck in Link's shoulder. And that's pretty convenient. So I'm gonna activate the shrine and then probably call it a day here, because again, I still need to complete my 100% speedrun today. But I'm glad that I actually went through how to do this wind bomb, because it's gonna help me in my hundo run. It shows you guys how I approach learning a new trick. And even though And even though I'm not gonna say, wow, I learned it, I'm consistent at it now. I did them like 3 times, right? But I also failed them like 4 times. That's the start. I know why I'm messing them up if I mess up, and I know why they work when they work. It's all about getting quick inputs and not reverting to old muscle memory. And that's pretty much how you do the horizontal wind bomb. I got that now. I just need to do it a lot more times in order to actually practice. In order to, you know, consider myself... consider myself capable of doing the trick. I just got really scared because I was like, wait, this is on my normal file, not on my 100% file. And it is. We're almost in, not my 100% speedrun file. We're almost on 22%. I didn't really worry about percentages today, and I also won't be tomorrow. Tomorrow, maybe there was a new trailer for Tears of the Kingdom, and we're going to talk about that. But regardless, what I will probably do is I will probably clean up some of these completed shrines, and actually do them just so that I can actually get more stamina. So that I can perform these wind bombs more, collect locations and Koroks. Anyway, 22% Tears of the Kingdom comes out in 154 days. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something or you just enjoyed hanging out. And I will see you tomorrow.